I feel so lucky to call myself a northern artist. Um, just the time and the space that the region offers for songwriters to reflect and be so connected to nature. It's such a privilege to choose to live in a way that challenges me and that I can continue to like push myself when I need to test my boundaries and kind of get to know myself as a human and as an artist, just to see how I react in extreme situations and extreme weather and extremes of light and dark. It's been super interesting artistically and also just as a human being. The community is probably what's kept me there. The people there are all quite interesting and for the most part are there intentionally. And sometimes they're there just transiently. So I think that those brief connections kind of make for a really interesting kind of like urgency in collaboration when you do connect with someone. You don't take that time together for granted. And it just, that place, Dawson City, attracts so many interesting artists and all over the north. I mean, I think there's a real like end of the road mentality to touring and such a destination that you just go until you can't go anymore, and people really just end up there, and has this magical energy about it. It's pretty cool. Beyond that, the community that's decided to stay there really supports each other, and there's this whole DIY atmosphere where we don't have a lot up there, but we do have each other, and so we're supporting each other, and people are putting on cabin shows and constantly like encouraging each other to write songs or record stuff or do things in a really self-sufficient manner. But of course, you know, not all self-sufficient. The northern area really takes care of its artists, and super, super lucky to be supported in that way, with all the amazing festivals and grants we have up there. I mean, yeah, just in Dawson, we have the Dawson City Music Festival and some kayak, the Klondike Institute of Art and Culture events, like the Yukon Riverside Arts Festival and the Print and Publishing Festival in the summer, and also the Shiver Winter Arts Festival, which is sort of like a northern Nuit Blanche for a night in Dawson. And then in Whitehorse, of course, I've played the Yukon Sourdough Rendezvous Festival, which is amazing, and the Available Light Film Festival. Of course, there are others, but outside of town in Keno City, there's the Keno City Music Festival, which is completely do-it-yourself and volunteer run, free for attendees, sort of like run by dogs a little bit. And of course in Yellowknife, I was lucky enough to play the Folk on the Rocks Festival, which was incredible. And because of Dawson organizations like DCMF, Dawson City Music Festival, and Kayak, I've been able to meet some of my collaborators. My first album was produced by Nick Ferrio, who at the time I met him was a songwriter in residence. I became aware of Aaron Goldstein, who ended up producing my sophomore album, because at the time he was playing a DCMF show with Wanda Jackson, and he was on pedal steel. So it's just been like a really cool place to meet people. Cud Eastbound and Winona Wild, or Nusa Al Saraj. I met them both in Dawson, and they have taught me the most about planning my own tour and being an independent musician, and really not being afraid to call myself that, in spite of imposter syndrome. So yeah, I'm so thankful to Canadian festivals, and so thankful to the audiences that attend them, and like truly touched for all the lessons I've ever learned from the fellow artists and creators that have inspired me to keep doing my own thing.